Hi everybody, welcome to this chair yoga class, as accessible as possible for those who don't have time to get changed. We're going to start by just observing the breath. Hands can be on the chest and stomach, but this is definitely a focus on the neck. So you want to make sure that your breath is working along with that. Often when we're tensing up the body, whether that's the neck or somewhere else, it's to do with stress, and that changes the way that we're breathing. And we're also starting with a jaw massage. That's your masseter muscle here. So fingers on the upper jaw, not on the joint. And then you want to massage on the height of your earlobe, but not too close to it. Just play around with that a little bit. See how much you can do here, how hard you can go, what is too much. Because often, when we're not relaxed in the jaw, that can lead to neck tension as well. So it's not just about, we're sitting at a desk, we've got this forward head posture. It's a lot more than that. Now, left hand on top of the head so that you can guide your left ear towards the left shoulder. And your right hand is holding on to the chair, underneath the chair, so that you're fixing the muscle on both sides. And we're staying here and breathing. The eyes can close. Sometimes just closing the eyes makes us a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more aware of the sensations in our body. And that's all we want to be now. So as you're pressing the hand into the head, don't do it too hard. It could just be that the hand is providing a little bit of weight, and that may be enough. And we want to hold for long enough. That's important as well. Very often we do these intuitive stretches, and all of these things that I'm showing you, or many of them, will be things that you would intuitively do if you felt a little bit of neck tension, or quite a lot of neck tension. But it's about holding for long enough so that you're allowing the muscle to really relax and stop contracting. And then if we hold even longer, we're moving from there into the connective tissue. So release your hands now, but keep the head where it is. Your fascia, your connective tissue, doesn't actually need a deep stretch. It needs a long hold. And we keep holding and breathing. You could, of course, bring your hand underneath. Now everyone bring the right hand under the chair again. Guide your head with the left hand down towards your armpit. So you're looking down if the eyes are open, if the eyes are closed, and if you're still relaxing the jaw, which I hope everyone is doing. And just feel the chin come towards the armpit. So not quite the shoulder and not quite the collarbone, just that place in between. But always allow yourself a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that you're comfortable and that this works for you. Just keep being aware of your breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Relax the hands down, but hold. So the chin stays exactly where it is. We're just staying for a bit longer. Make sure our muscles and tissue get enough out of this. So that's where that real release comes from. It's not the easiest thing to do alone, because we want to rush. We think, I've held for quite a long time. Hence, a class can be very, very helpful in making you hold for long enough. Again, just staying, not rushing. And then from here, right hand under the chair again, left hand to the back of the head. And a very, very slight change where the chin comes to the collarbone. And again, you will see my head move. I want you to do the same and find where exactly that chin is. Is it the tip of the chin that's coming to the collarbone? Is it maybe the side of the jaw a little bit more? So find where you want to hold, where you're getting something out of the stretch. And this should not be painful. As we're holding for long, very long, we want to make sure that there's scope for that, scope to hold that without us getting uncomfortable or even feeling pain. So So that's important. Start from a place of comfort so that you can hold that for longer. And then your muscles and your connective tissue will get much, much more out of this. And again, as we've done with all the other stretches for the neck as well, you want to make sure that you start by really fixing the muscle on both sides. Then, round about now, letting go and just relaxing the hands, but keeping the head exactly where it is. Working into the trapezius and the splenius capitis, but mostly just making sure that we're staying with what the body is comfortable with. Chin to chest, roll the shoulders to the back, hands at the back of the head. And as we're pressing the hands gently down, we keep the back straight, and we just want to start feeling warmth come into the back of the neck. If anything gets too much, release a little bit of that pressure. In fact, again, it might just be that the hands and arms are having their own weight, and that weight, less so the pressure, will add enough. So all about what you're comfortable with. Just a little bit longer, making sure you're still aware of your breath. Doesn't have to be guided. And then the hands come down, but we keep the chin on the chest and the back completely straight. So relax your shoulders, gently dropping down into the back. In through the nose and out through the nose. You might know this from many other videos of mine, but when we breathe through the mouth, it actually activates our stress response. But it's also not very good for the lungs, because if we're breathing through the nose, there's a lot more detoxification going on. The things that we breathe in through our mouth can go straight into the lungs. Now raising the head and dropping it to the other side. So left hand comes underneath the chair, right hand onto the head. And a little reminder to relax the jaw. If we're constantly clenching the jaw, that in itself can lead to tension in the neck. Just as actually dental work can. It's quite fascinating. The human body. And just as on the other side, we remember to hold for long. It's a good exercise in not rushing, because I think we all rush a lot. And whenever there's nothing to do, like for example now, we're probably thinking, I should be checking my emails, I should be responding to this WhatsApp. Maybe that's just me. But this really is your time, and sometimes the less we do, so asana or postures, is essentially a stillness of the body so that we can achieve stillness of the mind. And we're not really used to that anymore, because when we do have a little bit of time, we tend to fill that. We tend to plug into things rather than plugging out. And slowly release. Hands come down, can also rest in your lap. Relax your shoulders, but keep your head exactly where it is. And not that it's necessary saying, I hope, but of course you don't need to look in this posture, in this neck stretch, the way that I do. So my mobility is quite quite good. That has disadvantages as well. You need to make sure with a lot of mobility that you also strengthen, but we'll come to that as well in the second half. But again, if you feel like there's not a lot happening, that your head is only ever so slightly tilting to the side, that's fine. It's all about where we feel this and not where we are stretching. So not how far we go, but how this is felt in the body. And then left hand under the chair again, right hand to the back of the head to guide the chin to the armpit. Again, testing a little bit where, give yourself a little bit of movement here if you need to. Where is this comfortable, and is anything maybe uncomfortable? Is anything a place where you don't want to hold? Finding where you can hold in comfort and stillness. And that's that idea behind yin yoga as well. So a fairly new type of yoga that actually started in the US in the 70s, so very new, and has its roots not just in asanas but also traditional Chinese medicine. So if you know about the subtle body, the nadis and hatha yoga in yoga, it's a similar thing in China, Chinese medicine, with the meridians. So that's also connected to the subtle body. So connective tissue, your tendons, your fascia, your ligaments, and it needs those long holds. And keep breathing, just being aware of the breath. And the longer we hold, the more we can find that stillness. Of course, the easier it becomes for the mind to still as well. Hands release and just come into your lap. You can drop them by your side as well, but sometimes the hands then get quite warm and heavy, so that might not be the nicest feeling. But again, the chin stays exactly where it was before. And we breathe all the way into the body and all the way out. And like I said, trying to breathe in and out through the nose so we can filter the air. We warm it up that way as well. Actually, it's a much better, much more efficient gas exchange if we keep the mouth closed. And then right hand goes to the head. And we wiggle around a little bit to see where we want to be exactly, where that chin wants to be. Is it the tip of the chin that's at the collarbone? Is it the side of the chin, so more the jaw? And your other hand again back underneath that chair so that you're stretching effectively into the muscles. And we just keep holding. So many people will know this, but in yoga, the nadis are, there's certain, there's a lot of energy channels, just like there's many more chakras than the ones that we talk about. But for example, when we're looking at the nose, the right nostril is called Surya Nadi and the left nostril is called Chandra Nadi, and that's because Surya is the sun and Chandra is the moon. And when we're essentially, there is more electric activity going through the right nostril than the left, so it's the warmer one. And the right nostril is connected to the left hemisphere of the brain and your sympathetic nervous system. So the warming, the focusing one, the stress response. Release your hands, but keep your head where it is. And in yin, you have that same principle, or in Taoist concept of yin and yang, or yin and yang. So you've got the sun that is considered yang and the moon that is considered yin. So yin is all about that calmness in the body, that moon energy, and the Chandra Nadi. And you might also know that when you're focusing on breathing through the left nostril, you're calming yourself. Of course, breathing in itself, when you're breathing slowly, will calm the body as well. But it is because that left nostril is connected to the right hemisphere of the brain and your parasympathetic nervous system. Now chin to the chest and hands behind the head. And if you're leaving us here, then I hope you enjoyed this and you got something out of it. And if you want to subscribe, there's a link in the description. Now everyone who's staying,